Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about Davao and Cebu and kind of compare the two and tell you what my favorite city is and why. Stick around. Alright guys, so I thought I would take a walk here at night. It's not really lit up so well, so we'll do the best that I can here and just do a quick walk and talk. But yeah, Cebu and Davao, I've now lived at both places 2 times. They're kind of strict about masks here at this condo, so I'm gonna be wearing the mask here. I've now lived at both places 2 times, 2 separate occasions. This time in Davao, I didn't expect to be out here living in Davao again, but here I am. You can see they still have it all lit up for Christmas here. It's almost like reminds me of like a miniature Mactan Newtown almost. And in the background there. Anyway, I apologize. I'll find someplace light and see if I can sit down. All right, tell you what, I'm just gonna park my butt right here because the area is not really too lit up here. So Davao, second time now. Ironically, when I first lived in Davao, I lived in 3 different areas trying to find the right area. I lived in the Philippines. You always tend to, some of the best places are always next to malls. There's always a dog in the background here in the Philippines, even in a neighborhood with condos. But yeah, so I knew this time around, I knew where I wanted to live. I knew the area, and so I came out here and I knew directly where I was going. I knew pretty much almost which condo I was looking for as well, so it made things a lot easier. Wasn't real restrictive like I thought. The only thing about Davao is they make you have a QR pass, so it's only used like 25% of the time. It's a little barcode when you walk into the mall or in a restaurant. They scan it when you enter and they scan it when you leave. These dogs are really annoying here. Anyway, the one difference that, or the one thing I didn't like about Davao last time around was that it was so large landmass wise, the largest in the Philippines. It's not the largest in Asia, actually. Hanoi in Vietnam, and I think Tokyo or something, or I'm sorry, not Tokyo, Hanoi and Shanghai in China are actually larger landmass size. And I think the population is around 1.7, 1.8 million in Davao City. So anyway, the one thing I didn't like about it was so large that it was an expensive taxi ride. Every time you wanted to go somewhere, you wanted to go to a mall. Not all the malls are by each other, or whenever you wanted to try a new restaurant out, you know, they weren't all in one little area. You had to go quite a ways out, quite often. This time around, I have a totally different experience. I have my motorbike with me, and I really like it. The traffic is not as bad as Cebu City. Cebu City actually has around 1 million in population, but the Metro Cebu is larger in population-wise than Davao. But Davao City has a larger population than Cebu City. Metro Cebu is larger. But anyway, so I do like the fact that there's not as much, traffic is not as congested. Easier for me to get out and kind of go places. There are a lot of things and places to see and do. I'm actually going to go to a place tomorrow up in the mountains. I'll take you guys along for the journey for that. And I think, in fact, I'll be doing that pretty early. I like to go in the morning when there's not so much traffic and it's not so hot. Yeah, so that was the one thing I didn't like, but this time around I'm digging it because I have my motorbike. Friendliness of the people, I don't know. It's really hard for me to say which one is friendlier. I really kind of think it's a toss-up. beautiful women, same thing. I mean, you can't go anywhere in the Philippines without seeing beautiful women. I used to think that there are certain areas that had more beautiful women. I don't know if that's really necessarily true anymore. It's just, you just see them everywhere. It does seem like people in Davao have more of a disposable income. I see more people out at like Starbucks and shopping and out to eat than I ever did in Cebu. I don't know why that is. Maybe somebody can answer that in the comments, but it just seems that way to me. As far as dating goes, I think either Cebu or Davao would be fantastic. The girls here in Mindanao do seem a bit more reserved. In Cebu, they have had a lot more exposure to Westerners. Cebu being the #1 tourist destination and the most visited island in the Philippines, so that's part of the reason. And Davao is probably one of the least visited because it's in Mindanao and it has that stigma, being in Mindanao, even though the bad area is on the other side in Zamboanga del Sur. So I do plan on exploring around Mindanao, different cities. I do plan on being here all the way through January. Cost of living, I really kind of a toss-up too. I really think you can get some great deals here. My condo that I'm renting out right now is $20K a month. That actually includes the internet in the water and cable TV. And the place I was renting out in Lapu-Lapu, which is a bit nicer, was running $20K. It didn't include internet and water and cable TV and all that. So that's a little bit more expensive. However, it was a nicer condo. So I will end up back there, but like I said, in my live streams and stuff, I do have a Filipino family living there, and I will let them stay as long as they need to. So we'll see how long I end up being here in Davao. So anyway, Cebu City really started to annoy me every time I wanted to go into Cebu City. The traffic, the pollution. I don't feel like I have quite that amount of pollution and traffic here in Davao like I did in Cebu City. So some people are probably wondering, why is this guy sitting outside in the median at nighttime talking to a camera? But I've done stranger locations, I guess. Anyway, this is a newer condo. It's only a couple years old. I will be doing a video on it before I leave. I'm not going to do that yet. And there's another really nice luxury apartment down the road that I want to do a video on. I've been in contact with them. But yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're undecided on where to go, Cebu, Davao, it just really depends, I mean, really, you can't go wrong with both. You really can't. And for some people, like food and infrastructure, I think it's almost just as good in either city. It really is. The medical seems to be really good here too, because they do have a lot of medical training. A lot of nurses and doctors come here, even all the way from India and Africa, to study because it's less expensive. So there is a lot of good medical care here, from my understanding. And there's a lot of great restaurants. There's a lot of Western restaurants. There's a lot of local places to see. There's a mountain not too far from here that you can actually hike. It's the tallest mountain in the Philippines. I can't remember how tall it is exactly. I'll have to get back to you on that. It's Mount Apo. Anyway, I might at some point plan to hike that before I leave here. We'll see. But yeah, it's a fantastic city. I'm actually really enjoying it, and just excited to explore much more than I did last time. Like I said, last time didn't have a motorbike, and when you do have a motorbike, things really open up to you. All of a sudden you can take that little ride up into the mountain and go check out these different places. And even if you were to move out here, buying yourself maybe a pedicab or a multi-cab or something like that to get around is a good option. A lot of people don't want to get on a motorbike, and honestly, at some point, I'm going to want to hang up my hat on the motorbikes as well. So these probably like, what is that guy doing? Anyway, yeah, so this time around expect a lot of good stuff coming out on video, things that, you know, that aren't real popular, because that's kind of like what I like to do. You know, the really popular places, you can type that in on YouTube and you'll probably get 100 videos. And so I kind of like to go after places that don't have so many videos out on them, or a little bit unknown or off the beaten path, and that's kind of what I want to dive into. So if you guys have any questions about Cebu or Davao, I mean, honestly, right now it's kind of a toss-up. I would say Davao winning a little bit just because of population. That was the security. It didn't stop though. But because of less traffic, seems a little bit less polluted to me. People are very friendly. Again, they are very friendly in Cebu too, but yeah, I don't know if you can go wrong with either place, honestly. So that's it. Questions, comments, guys, please let me know down in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.